All right. Should be good here. Oh, why is it so low? Oh wait, because I put it fucking down yesterday.
Seems to be the last gas. They're going to commit as well with this Vanguard ultimate, but I feel like they're throwing good money after bad here. The round is coming to a close. Team 1 still at full strength.
How is everyone doing on this fantastic
and the desperation picks the touch.
morning?
Still coming in here for 0%, but
Well,
too little, too late. Round
afternoon,
1
but
goes to Team 1.
Definitely felt like Legacy want to have a real crack at that. There's a belief that 0% could sort of take the round.
morning
It's
for some
obviously
people.
a seduction that won't be available to them next time. T1 get off to a great start here. And
No Halo 3,
again,
I'm out
they
at
do give up the
peace.
point briefly to 0%. Well, they are very comfortably able to move back in and take over.
Team 1 is such a trolling name.
No,
I
I
love
didn't
it.
see.
By the way,
Classy.
it took me this long to load up my game. Hop
Wait,
in
why
and
is Chris
find out the
Puckett
team
here? I
abilities
thought there
for
was
Icy
a.
Disco.
I thought there was Call of Duty
Snow
today.
infuses ice energy into Jeff the Land Shark,
Or
who can
they're
then
not.
tap into the icy energy to power up abilities at will. What does Jeff get? Well, Jeffrey gets a frozen spitball. Luna Snow infuses ice energy into Jeff the Land Shark, who can then tap into the icy energy to power up abilities at will, which does a lot more damage.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously... So Luna Snow doesn't actually have an active part in that team up. It's just that she gives that over to Jeff. So you read the same text twice. But yeah, you got done by the compiling shaders, Bucket. We've all been there. Thank you, Dr. Awesomeness, for the 3 months of a subscription. Team
Well,
1 already looking like they're the team that will once again be putting Virtus Pro to the test. But remember, the first of 3 series, plenty of opportunity for 0% here. But so far, it's not been quite enough.
I mean, Naga is doubling up, more than doubling up on the Jeff damage. That basically can't be allowed to happen. Getting Jeff gapped like this is a really rough place to be, because Jeff is a very important damage dealer, and Naga's also been alive so much. Isidore just out of position there, doing too much. Now Naga once again
One of the
harassing
NBA
from the flank.
games.
There's that frozen hit from Jeff, slowing everyone down. Cap coming in, and
It's just this game, 7:30.
For Team 1 on the mid fight.
Yeah, I mean, look, the frozen hit, of course, from that team
Celtics
up,
tomorrow.
making it impossible for people to actually run
Legit
Jeff down,
gonna
even
be
if they have the
Genema.
bandwidth to turn around and address the flanking threat. It didn't help that there was a psionic seduction.
Celtics game tomorrow is just gonna be like
0%.
peak
caught in the
TV.
exact wrong kind of sandwich. I gotta wonder, like, what happened there with Isidore in the front line? Clearly just took a face full of damage that couldn't be mitigated, but, you know, with the kind of composition
Television that can't be
They'd be
watched
able to keep them topped. Luna is in the game, not banned out, and
anywhere
it ain't
else.
too shabby when it comes to that sustained game either.
Will there possibly be
Yeah, they're
variety
trying
later?
to
Probably
get and deal
not.
with the
if
Jeff,
I'm
but I
gonna be
love this
honest.
positioning from Melio, coming in to assist on the flank fight,
Probably gonna go to the
playing
gym later.
adaptively between dealing frontline damage and then sometimes coming
But
to
there
overwhelm
will
the flank
be
fight, right? Like
variety
creating
soon.
a 3v2 here, where now
Perhaps some
Team 1
Red Dead
dominating, pushing
Redemption
through,
2.
forcing out the enemy Jeff and Cap, and the backline looks vulnerable.
Oh, yeah. Team up there, Melio getting doubled up now, and in we go with the dance of the bloodful. Wow. They got
Double
both
support ult.
strategies ult. That is the jackpot if you're Team 1. They are chilling. It looks like as well there was an eat there from Naga. Not sure what really came of it. Melio ends up dropping, of course, after
Perhaps some
committing pretty heavily
Red
to that Psylocke ultimate,
Dead
but 0%.
Redemption 2.
Just use both their strategist ultimates to try and hanky, but they're never even able to cap the point, and they weren't even able to sort of make any use of the player advantage. Now Isidore, with that freedom charge comes out, Rajara is going to mirror it though. Now that Overshield be given over to Fate, he was getting pressured down, and there's a pause here initiated. An interesting time to do it midway through the fight. And we were having this discussion in our XQC Invitational last week, is that people were calling for pauses, didn't realize you can now call them in-game by hitting escape and clicking it on the menu. So glad Frost Mountain found it.
I mean, this fight looks
Hashtag
really
that,
rough,
hashtag
though,
sponsored,
already,
hashtag.
right? Like, Team
Whoa,
1 have
whoa,
been
whoa,
beating
whoa,
out their
who's
ults, but
spamming
little by
W?
little, very patient, very controlled. They
Ban
still
them
have a
all.
few key tools left, and they've already lost their Jeff, so
Okay.
Naga is kind of free here to get aggressive and take the fight to Team 1. Looks like it's going to be ready up, back into the fight. Let's see if Team 1 can bring this, or rather 0% can bring this back. Team 1 in a great spot. Good ults already.
Look at the map rests on this fight. Like, how much has been committed here by 0%, and Team 1 is striking it all off. Oh my goodness, they can actually save the invisible boundary for after that seduction came in. And now they're going to get shoved out. Not a whole lot you can do. Naga playing in the front line this time
There's
around.
two
helping
J-
to try and
what
drag
is- what's
down some
going
stuff
on
with the
here?
Jeff and Nama as well. Not much to do here for 0%, but to move back.
What
to
is
the
going
kill
on in the
boost and
European
try and play
region?
for a big It's Jeff?
Yeah, it's got to be, but I like this push at the spawn camp, ulting the spawn here. Even if you do fight in this position, you're not going to touch point, so 0% forced to split up, and that's going to be deeply punishing. Already 3 picks come in, 1 on point.
What's
But
going on in
great
this
awareness. They clean
European
up
region
absolutely
with this
everybody else.
Captain
Just a matter
America
of time here.
fucking Jeff
Cap
comp?
doesn't even look like he wants to touch, doesn't want to prolong this beatdown that Team 1 just delivered.
Absolutely dirty stuff there from Team 1. What we've come to expect from a roster of their caliber, and 0%.
Is Team 1 just
Look,
LG?
able to hang in a
I think
couple
it
of
is.
fights. I think an Eldritch Monument, at least later in the round, able to start to build back into the game. But Puckett, the only
Hello,
comment that we saw from
Infernalist. A
0%
member of
there,
our team
on
has
that second
reviewed your
round left a
appeal
little bit to
and
be
determined
desired.
that your account was spinning
How do you
blocked
say
due
this
to a
MVP's name?
mistake
I don't
on
speak
our
Japanese.
part.
Oh, no,
We
it's
have
Naga.
now
It's
reversed the
Naga.
We're just
suspension
gonna
on your
call him
account,
Naga.
so you're
All right,
once
well
free,
done, Naga. Golden
once
boy
again free
dropping
to
in
use
with a
Twitch.
10 gifted.
Can
Thank
accept
you
our
very
apology
much.
for any inconvenience or
fan,
confusion
Alex,
that may have
big
been
fan.
caused.
Do
Here.
not look at the Jeff stats, chat. Do
Oh,
not
don't
look
do
at
it.
the Jeff stats. Oh my goodness.
Frost Mountain and I have the same numbers.
Oy,
I'm a diamond.
oy, oy. That is, yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's why this works. That's why this is remotely viable. 10 final hits, 3 deaths for Naga. That's just the direct translation for his name, so we don't have to guess. Yeah, just kind of put an awesome little cheeky little 7K
Mrs.
here.
Robinson.
That's
Cheeky
crazy.
little 7.
Doubling up on Frost Mountains, yo. Yeah, great example, I think, of the triple strategist comp with the Jeff and Luna team up.
All right, so why can't I play this in my games right now, Jake? What do I need? I need a
you need
captain?
a duo with a cap. You need a duo
You need
with a
chrono shields. That's what you need.
Mm.
So when you
What?
generally throw by playing this comp,
bro.
you won't be affected.
Yo,
No,
I'm
that's the new,
esports
that's
rich.
the new
We're
Rivals
good.
BM. The new Rivals BM is like, bro, just use your chrono shield, bro. Just use your chrono shield, bro.
Just chrono up, bro. You're good. Oh
You
boy.
should go next. I got chronos.
Well, 0%. Interesting start here. Team 1, putting them on their back. Isn't
Joshua,
0%
can you
supposed
help
to
me
be
with
like our
growing
known challenger,
tall?
or
How did you
are we
grow
giving them a
so
fresh start
tall?
Since it's a brand new
I'm
line.
6 foot flat, bro.
Jake, you've been through this mix.
Ironically, right? Like, although Team 1 is a new team name, this team is one that we've seen
Is
before
that
many
so
times
tall?
has looked extremely strong. 0%, although we've seen the team name before, they haven't been in this variation. They've, like, I think recently started to play together, so they have a lot less experience as a team, and I think it's showing, especially in this comp. I mean, like, for a while, right, where the meta was solidly 2-2-2, I think it was a little bit easier from a flexibility perspective. Like, you knew you were going to have your 2 duelists and your 2 vanguards and your 2 strategists, and it was just a
Good
little bit
start is
easier
by
to
eating food
stick with that and
when
kind of
you're
know
young.
what to expect in a given game and in a given meta. Now there's a big question. It's like, you have a really good duelist player, like Insane on Hela, but do they know how to play Jeff? Like, you just need to understand the character. It's not going to be enough to just be like a great aimer. You really need to understand all these tech mechanics. So I think somebody like Naga is showcasing the flexibility, and
Yeah.
it looks game winning right now. I feel like you need to just get out of this combo for Team 0%. Like, I don't think you can hang.
Bro,
in this
finally
meta with
got
Team 1.
banned after 2
Mitch, you
years.
and I got excited for the thickness at the same time. You see the Psylocke, you smash
The
the
Heli-
Psylocke,
the
kick her
Heliar,
against
the
the
Heli
wall,
Burton,
and she is
the Heli
broken. It's
Brown.
about time. We've had a
The Mark
Vanguard who
S.
can punish you that way. I know we got a bunch more characters coming through. Have you thought more about which X person or other MCU character you would like to see added into Rivals?
Yeah, I do. I just want to see how they would make Cyclops work, honestly, because there's a couple of like continuous like beam-esque characters, but I want someone that has like a railgun-esque feel to them. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Let's
So
fucking
that would be
do
kinda
it,
fun. Something
baby.
that also is operating on like the longer range end of the spectrum, because
Am I
obviously,
done
like,
with
Black Widow and
Deadlock?
Hawkeye are not really getting a lot of play. So
I'll
that
play that
like,
game again
actually
if it's like
viable
big on
out
release.
there could be sick.
Like, when is it releasing though?
What would be the most railgunny character? Chat, help us out as we're jumping into game number 2. This is Midtown, Jake. This, of course, is going to be 0%'s pick. What kind of compositions do you want to roll on this bad boy? Something tight on the cart?
I will say, I think this map is going to drastically slow the pace of the game down. It's much more front to back defensive. There's not too many opportunities to flank and get behind. I mean, you can get creative and make it happen, but I think it's going to be a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more likely to be playing something like a 2-2-2 setup. Maybe we could see Hellas come out, and that might be a meta where 0% is more comfortable. I mean, although there was such a crazy beatdown, on
Rumor
map one on
says
Hell's Heaven,
July
I
is
feel that
beta.
part of that is just the strat
What?
coming in.
He said
from
beta.
Team 1, the execution
That's like
being
just like
so
a
much
hardcore
stronger
bait.
with the split comp. I
That's
think
just to like
a little
have
bit
something
harder to
announced
gap as a
because it's
team on
already
that level
basically a
when
beta.
you're playing
Anyone can
more
get
front-to-back
access if they
style
want.
with you know, Hellas and Grooves
So it's
and
just
you know,
like-
Magnetos. Like it's a
they're
little
just
bit
saying
more
that for, like,
straightforward,
an
and that could help
announcement.
0%, because remember, this team hasn't been together as long. They're still going to open with the group ban though.
The fact that they're holding just one L really matches up with ZP, who's in chat right now. ZP, they branded themselves the same as you.
The game is
But I see
essentially
dubs
in
coming your
beta
way.
right now.
Will it be 3? Will
Anyone
it be
can
enough
get
to
on if they
into
want.
Round 2, where $1,000 will be on the line in the EU Championship. That is coming up later tonight against Virtus Pro. Right now that we have our ban and protects, and Emma is in once again. Trust me, you're welcome. And then Naga gets his Jeffrey. So now we just got to protect the captain, right?
Yeah, they're letting it through again. I
Luna.
think
Does
it's
that
a
stop things?
Yeah, maybe without the Luna combo, it's not as potent, but I kind of think you might still do it. And they're going to ban Invisible Woman. That is
This
interesting.
also enables Star-Lord as well, that combo potentially. 0% probably have to spend their last ban on Adam Warlock, but obviously like removing the ability to cut line of
Thoughts on
sight,
GTA
pretty important,
7
and also
coming
two of the
out
most
soon
powerful
in
of those
2017.
Yeah, Mr. Coop, thanks for the Prime sub, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, see, there's
Yeah,
the
use
Adam
that
Warlock
ground.
protect.
The
They
heli-
are
the heli are.
serious about trying to get a good Star-Lord
The Heli
in here.
Burton.
Okay.
I also
the Mark
wonder
S.
about the Namor Hulk team up, not yet banned. I think it is actually kind of broken, even though we almost never see it. I feel like that's because we almost always ban that team up because people really know
Right.
how potent the Gamma team up. The Gamma Squid is a little bit OP, especially
Hulk never
dealing with
makes
the
it
Jeff.
through.
Yeah, Hulk never makes it through, but
Iron
last
Man-
chance.
Yeah, okay.
Would you
So
get
no flies
severed for
whatsoever,
like
0% deal.
5
But
mil a
I just wanna
year?
point out that, like, you know, Star-Lord is a real no-brainer here. Hello's
I
still on
actually
the
wouldn't,
table.
bro. That's
We see a
shameless
lot
as
of
fuck.
Even
Punisher,
good
you
on this
know?
map, like
They're gonna get rid of they're gonna get rid of Hulk because they don't want to deal with Naga, or the Namor rather.
Oh,
Excuse me.
they're
Instead
gonna
of
ban the
Captain.
Cap.
Now I'm confused.
okay. I mean,
defensive options are up still.
yeah. I mean, I think there's like, you know, we got Magneto Hulk.
What is
Naga,
severed?
Could play Namor. We've got
Like,
I mean, there's like something to be said for like a straightforward Namor Hela comp here, with
Yeah.
going
Hulk
to a
and
workplace
Magneto.
and like not
And
knowing
Psylocke probably
anything
still
that
be missing as
happens.
well.
Like you create a
Yeah,
whole different
yeah.
human for the workplace.
Psylocke, I'm interested to see how
And that workplace
much Psylocke
human
gets
does
played. I
not
think
know
this
like
is-
there's an outside world,
it's not
like
unplayable by any
outside
means,
of
but I
that
think
workplace.
It's a tougher map
It's like
for her,
stuck
since
in
the
like
ranges are
a
a little bit longer. It's not quite
a
so
different
easy to
world.
play in the flanks and just like be tricky. And especially
once
with
you
Hela on,
leave,
I think
like,
it's
you
a
go
little
back
scary
to your
with Psylocke
normal
where you just
human
get,
form.
like stunned and 2-tap.
But like once you go to work, like
Curious to see these teams' perspectives though. We've seen some interesting comps. We've seen some teams. I remember we saw.
so
Team
your
3
work
fight
person
First
never
Point
sleeps. He like
previously, which is
never
kinda
like
sick, like holding the spawn super aggro, playing like a brawling.
he doesn't
comp
know
for that.
anything about the outside world. He's
Jubilee
stuck
was
at
the answer
work
from the chat. We need to give a big shout out
And
to
you
Golden
don't know
Boy
what
and
they're
Mr.
doing at
Coop
work
after the 10 gifted
with your,
and
like,
the
severed
Prime. We're up
person.
to 200 subs over on Twitch. We're also live.
You're
on
essentially
YouTube. Again,
creating
on
another
Twitter.
human is,
Drop a
like,
sub,
what you're
follow,
doing.
Whatever you want to do. It's Rivals Fight Night for the
but like you're trapping him.
Honestly, yeah, Ghibli would be kind of sick. I'd be down for that one. I forget about. Oh God, there's just so many heroes and powers. I mean, the X-Men, bro. That place is like teeming with folks. Keep your suggestions coming. if you
I'm
wanna see about Rivals
fine
next. We're gonna
with
jump into the
that
game, though. 0%
as
on the
long as they
attack to
not
start
kill
with.
it.
Is on the Hulk here, especially with the
Yeah, but
the
like
cap taken away.
you're
by
fine
Team
with that, but,
One
like, as
Blah
a
on
person
the
you're
Namor Hulk
creating,
team
fine
up.
with
Look,
that.
both teams obviously trying to leverage that, but definitely feels pretty good defensively to abuse that. We've got Cloak and daggers for both sides.
Hulk's getting
Who
pressured
cares?
really
That
hard.
cares.
Has to find a way to get healed up. Cart's not rolling at all. Team One are doing a great job, and Melio wins the fight on the flank. So the prio of the Namor. Both teams really valuing this combo, but the attackers, I think, are a little bit disadvantaged just by the nature of the character. It's a little bit
Yeah,
harder.
they're
for
all
them to break these
shameless, kid.
chokeholds.
All right, this is. Looks like it might take a little bit. We've already got a god of mischief online here for Crook. Nama as well, so plenty of action going on for those Lokis so far. 0% obviously having to really struggle to try and fight for that higher ground. Note that Rajaro is
Oh, big
rotating
damage.
in and taking aggro, and yeah, just the flank there. Legacy obviously finds that Psychic Spear. Pressure the soul down. Its damage that can't really be mitigated there. And there's a Horn of Proteus being thrown out by Naga. Unclear if that found any value either. We've got a God of Mischief active now. Eternal Bonds being used here. 0%
Cloak
definitely
Loki.
digging into the pocket here. Lion Pro pops that ultimate. 0% really want to get moving.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger buying a lot of time here. Team One are still stalling the card out, although the fight seems to be slowly going against them.
Close.
That was the copy to Cloak and
What is
Dagger
that
again.
again?
Naga, though, fighting
That guy's
kill
name is
pretty big. Could be the moment to
A7MD
start building in
Rolex.
towards some stability here.
Is that his name?
You got to make it happen now. And that kill onto Fate really going to hurt. Without the Cloak and Dagger, very difficult to sustain now.
Yeah, no strategy results either here for Team One. They're just not in a position to have the staying power they need, most likely. So clear the monster spawn, clear the... Okay, wow, we're going for this. Trust me, Pop's ultimate, they're instantly shut down. Horde of Proteus, a lot of damage down, and it's pretty much impossible for Team One right now to contest. Great psionic seduction there, locks them up, but still no checkpoint just yet for 0%. Is it answer the butterfly that Frost Mountain has to respect? Generation domain.
A7MD Rolex 321.
Still contesting the car against Rajara, but eventually he's going to be brought down.
Whoa, wait. The air is 1 HP.
And Team One looks like they're not going to be able to make this hold. They do still have the strange portal to tap in and out and keep this card contested. 1 kill from Melio, but it seems like it may not be enough. They're getting really aggressively attacked, but that spawn is so close. They're able to actually keep the contest through the portal, so really well positioned by the Strain.
Lisp
in the
raid?
end, you get it over the line. A lot of stall
What did
though on
Ryan
first point. As much as that felt
Oh,
like
what the
kind of a
fuck?
dominant
Thanks for the
fight
raid,
for
Ryan.
0%, Team One was very scrappy.
Wait, why don't we have a VOD channel, right?
Really
You
did
can make a
delay
VOD
and run
channel.
the clock down more than
Just
you
hello, OP.
Yeah, decent looks for Team One. Got to give it a 0% eventually. Able to run the defenders down. Now, of course, we head into this next phase where 0% position.
Bro, I like to raid people? Wow, bro. You're so, like, wholesome, bro. Giving back to the communities like LeBron.
Loki clones, Monstro spawns, it is all there, and it hits a lot harder than you otherwise would expect. Rajaro, Psychic Spirit that front line, big exchange.
I saw you went on vacation, bro. You might have to start the VOD channel up, bro. Pay for all that.
By Line Pro. Isidore in Hulk smash mode as well. So far, Team One.
No, I'm not sick. My nose is runny as fuck.
Line Pro to give them the slurp of a lifetime. And 0% in a 6 versus
Which,
4.
I mean, that could mean I'm sick. I don't know.
Fate with the ulti, stabilizing for the moment with the Cloak and Dagger, but you're up 2-4-0%. Seems like these kills are an inevitability, and they're going deep, aggressive with their own Cloak and Dagger ult. Massive tick damage on everyone. Naga
We're going to
falls as well. The
New
car's gonna start rolling here,
York
but 0%,
soon.
they want even more. They want some of these last-second cleanup kills. Trust me, just gonna die on the card here. Looks like making the safe call here.
You've
Doesn't
been
wanna
watching
allow
the
it to roll
NBA, of
forward.
course.
Buys a little bit of time.
Celtics are hella shameless.
0% able to snowball that previous fight fairly well. 2 first picks that really didn't come off the back of big ultimates necessarily. And they're going to open this one now with a Psionic Seduction.
No, it's actually like sad how bad they throw.
And seduced as they were, Team One
Every fourth quarter, how bad these guys throw. They're just so shameless.
There's a double down though off the
No,
Horde of
these
Proteus
New
over
York
on
Knicks
Legacy.
fans are
Out of the
actually
way,
like
your front line, and the lion's share of
hardcore
damage in the
Kofi of
war
no
have
troll.
been
Like, are
removed, and
you?
trust
Or
me,
you're
they
not a
can
Knicks fan,
capitalize.
right? Hopefully
You're
not,
losing
bro.
a couple
That shit
players
is
in the
cancer.
backline. It's getting interesting. This 1v1 on card could be decisive. And I think the trade is just good enough here for Team One. Closer to their own spawns. Hulk is low, but he's gonna be able to get healed up. And those
Like, does
early kills
anyone
from
wanna
Naga,
watch
I mean, if
Knicks
they didn't get
versus
2 without
Thunder
one
in the
Proteus,
final?
That fight could have gone very differently. So
Does
it's a
that
crucial
human
fight
want to watch that?
for Team One. They
Or
stabilize
like
for now. Still
Pacers
a minute
versus
30 on the clock, but
fucking
0%
Thunder in the final?
Still a ways away. They don't have any.
Like,
ultimates
surely
right now.
we
They
want the
need to maybe
Celtics to
farm
win,
those
so
up.
it's Celtics versus Thunder in the
Mitch, how
final.
the hell
So
did
it's
Hulk
actually a good
just
final.
survive that? You watched the same thing I did, right?
Yeah, he got topped up, I think, by the Loki clones that had line of sight to Isidore. And then he obviously popped the barriers he walked on out. So it would have been huge, actually, if Team One had been able to knock him into puny banner form. But was not to be. In he goes, gives him a bit of a clap now. Psionic Seduction available here for Rajaro. But, crucially, Eternal Bond already popped in this fight. Now Rajaro goes for the Seduction. Hard to catch people in this cone. I think he might just try and deal with those diving his backline, use it more defensively, and take some pressure off Team One for sure.
Are you geeked right now?
though,
So
that Eternal
high,
Bond is
bro.
gonna expire. Horde of
It's
Proteus
like
comes in,
unbelievable
mostly
how high I
avoided
am
by
right
the
now.
defenders. On a road,
We're so
already
geeked,
down.
man.
Trust me, holding onto this Hulk smack now, just in case that extra durability is required.
Nuggets and
Spoilers,
7?
It won't be. Team One able to withstand
possible.
0% now. We're down
Not
below a
probable,
minute.
but
It's solid
see.
layering of the C&D ult, and they're even going to delay this Hulk as long as possible. Oh, this is really painful, actually. This is running the clock. We could be in a last fight scenario.
Is it all about to switch to?
He's going to pop.
Knicks
but
get
doesn't he get out of
4-0 in the
this?
finals and then never see the
yes,
finals
also,
again
yeah.
for 20 more
Walks
years.
away
Cinema.
now in
I
Puny
agree.
Banner. That is devastating.
So well
That might be one of the worst
executed by
daggers
Team
I've
One.
ever seen.
Yeah, that was really clean from them, and they're going to add insult to injury here, diving into the backline. They have the Hulk ulti. Trust me, unstoppable here, keeping a lot of the attention on himself, creating opportunities elsewhere to find kills. But
Did
he's the
Knicks
first one to
make it to
capitalize.
final?
Line Pro gets in there.
100% 4-0
Trust
for
me, does
1
exactly
if they're
what
against
needed
the
to be done
Thunder.
there. Soaking up so much of the bandwidth of the attackers and 0%.
The only way they have a chance to
off
win
to
it
a
is
great
they're
start.
versus the
Makes a
T-Wolves
good
in
progress
the
here,
final.
snowballing 2 consecutive fights, a ground to a whole, and it all starts with that 2 kill off the Horde of Proteus from Naga.
POS into 35.
Some textbook stagger plays there. That's definitely like, that's bucket the advanced team plays that you will never ever see in a ranked game. But at this level, I'm coming to expect them more and more as people optimize the game, is stalling out that last enemy player, delaying the kill on them. And then just when the enemy shows up with their team, they think, okay, maybe we're going to save this guy and we're going to turn the fight around. Not only do you kill him, but then
Honey
you
dip
instantly
into the
progress
crowd.
into a fight off of the
Censored in
objective.
his
So even if you do
19.
go and touch for 0% here, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Your team will just get wiped. You'd be down 2 in the fight. Yeah, you might push card a meter or 2, but Team 1 will just clean you up and then come back and make the defense. So they've really done that quite a few times before Team 1, fighting off the objective in the overtime scenario on defense, and it's really crucial. It makes the game almost unwinnable if you're in that position.
I think the professional
100 Thieves
term
versus
is
Envy
dick
is later.
move
It's gonna be
when you
good.
Keep one alive.
That'll actually be a good game.
It is a dick move, but it is.
Look, it's just business, baby. Nothing personal.
Yeah,
And then
nothing
whoever
personal.
wins plays Envy in the final. I mean,
that's kind of
Shroud
the
X
rock
in the
part of
final,
state
which will be good
changes.
as well.
They can definitely sort of be used
Shroud X
against
versus
you.
100 Thieves or Shroud X
You're in
versus
pretty bad
Envy.
form, you can like try and get back into Hulk form, but they'll let you do that and then burst you down again. Like, you want to try and run off the map if you can, but that was just a part of the map that's really hard to just find an environmental elimination on yourself. It's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, Julius Randle is hardcore carrying, no troll.
First hold was solid for the defense last time. Thieves 0% can match some of that success. Melio, he's
Are
been
we
the one to crack
praying
open
for
a lot
Envy
of these stalemate
downfall?
situations.
Premixes.
All right, Melio, trying to stay out of harm's way here, but always getting that high ground can be tough for attackers on this map. For the time being, Team 1, especially with the loss of their side lock here, satisfied themselves with just sticking around. Oliver gets taken down. Not great. That's probably the most important target for 0%. Someone who can really deliver that sustained damage from a safe distance. And now, Nama gets exiled and then sent to the Shadow Realm in quick succession. The Team 1 have that high ground now, and they're on the move.
Do we give him the MVP now, or does Trust Me get it later?
Did they ever play My Hero
Kinda good.
Ultra
I just love it. He's
Rumble?
always playing the mobile
Lost your
tank. So
mind.
it's fun to watch. Trust me, like, this team in the past never really wanted to
You
play like
played
a
all
double
night
shield, the
last
crew
night.
setup. So I've always been a fan. You know, he was always on that Venom. You know, I mean, before it was cool.
Frostbound gets found out, caught in a potentially compromising scenario here. Has to back off from the pressure of that Hulk, and that's creating windows elsewhere. Team 1, though, struggling to really get the catches they're hoping for, trying to bridge the gap on some ultimates. Here's the Loki copy coming out immediately.
Oh, that's a big terror cape, actually. Nice blind comes in against 0%. You saw how important the Dagger Storm, by the way, is for healing. Trust me, jumping back in the direction of it. Team 1 got some pretty key ultimates online. Here they come, Horde of Proteus. Oh, they're going to get the juice into the line as part of it. It doesn't look like that combo quite goes off the way Team 1 wanted it to.
Whoa.
And now,
This guy's
Ross
beating
Crook.
ass, bro.
Here comes the seduction from Legacy now. And that's 0% of a chance to let go of some of their powerful ultimates, but Lion Pro does get boomed out into next Tuesday. And Legacy also falls. Team 1, honestly, on balance of ultimates, weren't really favored to win there. Somehow they've been able to turn it
Hey,
around.
Chad, does anyone here like
They're
actually
probably
know
gonna
about that?
check
Like
one of the
hardcore fans of basketball?
Ripping the ult now is,
Like,
trust
is
me, they
Cooper
need the
Flag
clear out.
actually that
This
guy?
Hulk in the back line, they're gonna grab him, smack him down on the floor, but he's still pretty
Like,
tanky.
does anyone
Doing a
watch,
little bit
like,
more damage
thank
to
you.
actually knock
Does
him
anyone
down,
watch,
get
like,
that
college
card.
games?
Strange TP also coming in, so 0% still have a shot at this.
All right, in comes Isidore once more. Monstro Sport needs to be cleared.
Like,
Very
what was he
annoying for
averaging
Hulk
in
to have
college?
to
I'm
take
like
care of.
curious. And
Yeah,
what
we've
college
got
rules are
Legacy
different though,
active
no?
right now.
Like, is it
Very
like
well
time
popped
limit is
up in the
different in that,
back
no?
line. Legacy trading in the
Or
front.
what? How much do they
Taking any
play?
damage. Frost Mountain looking to try and come forward here, of course, moving over towards the Strange in hopes of flipping this in their favor. Unfortunately,
He averaged 20 points per game? Like, on how many minutes?
Deliver the lion's share of the
Like, how many minutes played per game?
turn up on being popped by Fate. Rojaro has ult, so does Naga, so they can go for this potential combo again. Seduction into Horn of Proteus on the table.
30 minutes?
They're waiting out the Cloak and Dagger ult too.
He played 30
Have a
minutes
bit
a
of an
game,
advantage
averaged
here.
20? That's pretty
That
good,
was just the copy.
actually.
The real Cloak and Dagger ult still available to come out, and they're gonna need it to try and
But he's like a
stabilize
good
through
two-way
massive
player.
damage. Naga though still holding on to the Horn of Proteus.
He
Waiting
got
for
hella
the
good
run.
defense.
And yeah, burst it down. That's a huge kill from Frost Mountain.
It's just,
Stuns on
like,
the ultimate.
excellent
Can
for
even come in.
Mavericks,
Big
though.
stun connection there from
That's
Oniro.
what they
And time
want
is
with
starting
their
to run out here.
philosophy
0%
too,
very close
no?
to making the hold. Now, the copy Cloak and Dagger ult, full commit here. Kind of your last chance for Team 1 to
Defense
create your
wins
last bounty
championship.
of resources.
Yeah, we're into the second full rotation of ultimates in the same fight, folks. This way we're getting deja vu. You are correct. Oh, that's not good for Legacy.
Wait, does he shoot is he a 3-point shooter? He shoots 40% from 3?
The Monstro spawn here. Look at it. Off the top left shoulder. Really putting work in for Naga.
Like on how many attempts a game?
I'll be honest. An absolute war of attrition.
Like 1?
Slugfest there in front of that first checkpoint.
Yeah, great hold from 0%. Really ran the clock down. Oniro on the Iron Fist is going to have to go back and swap, which is going to be a little bit painful in terms of the rollout, right? I wonder if it's going to cost you a fight. You might be just forced to make the hold in the next choke point. Have to see how the defenders approach this. You have a slight ult advantage here for Loki if you want to go with a copy Cloak and Dagger and play it really aggressive, but it's kind of a risky move on defense where the attackers can always just fall back if they want to.
Hulk Smash now active for Trust Me.
Trust Me is getting nuked, man.
Yeah, he's really
Okay, 3.6 attempts a game, 40%. Yeah. So he only shoots it like rarely, maybe like wide open.
Again, they can benefit from that tick healing fine, so
which is fine.
Now also Dagger Storm, a lot of healing here to rely on. And Naga does get taken down. Oniro able to set up pretty well. I really feel like the Eternal Bond makes things so forgiving. You can position rather aggressively, still don't get punished, but here's a problem. It expires, and Melio dives into the backline. Found both duelists here, and they might have undone 0%.
That's a massive ulti from Fate. Just getting cleaned up on the card now. With a few powerful ultis, 0%. Need to get it together here.
Yeah, it's actually crazy that he's 18. He's gonna be in the NBA at 18.
This first fight is gonna be
like that has to be like the youngest active player. That's like, can you even be in the NBA below 18? It has to 18 the limit, surely, no?
Already into the back line. Open Dagger already out though.
My pro gets that field down. Still being looked at though.
Oh, you have to be turning 19 the same year you drafted.
Before a dancer, the butterfly could be considered remotely threatening to 0%. But Light Pro's been dealt with. That's another big healer off the table. No strategist ultimates to speak of now. It has feet. That's right.
I wonder how, like, wait, how do draft contracts go? I don't know anything about like all that because I just don't care. So I never looked into it. Like if you're drafting a first round pick, what does the contract look like? There has to be like a maximum you can't pay above like something.
And now this is not
is it 4 years? Wait, the first round pick gets a 4 year?
Poking that's going to take place. They need to try and build up a couple more of these ultimates
that they have to sign.
Cloak and Dagger ultimate, but you're only at 58%.
Like the person that gets picked like must be locked in for 4 years.
Not a lot to work with.
Wait, that's actually fucking. That's a long time, bro. I can't lie.
Sometimes struggle to take these fights. They've got to deal with the god of mischief.
I thought it'd be like 2 or something.
In this situation, let's see what they can make happen. Hulk Smash here for Trust Me straight away. Trying to bake the stream.
But that's hella unlucky for most first round picks. Because most first round picks go to like some shit ass teams. So they're just stuck on a shit ass team for 4 years.
Nothing to do. Now overtime comes in. They won't have the time to get a portal here from a strange. I just don't think that's an option. Melio will attempt it as you
have to. That is sad, kid.
The stall here actually. The cocoon gave them an option, but Melio's too busy fiddling around with his magic. Can't get the rest of the team on that point. 0%.
Team 1 lost? No.
They do call him the magic
Yo, get this series over with, bro, so we can watch a good series.
0% gets their map pick, Jake. Are you impressed?
There is it, or clearly a really good idea of like the ins and outs.
Hello?
Being that hypermobile sort of damage.
So interesting turn of events there as 0 is going to get the game win for game 2. We're going into a game 3. This will be a team 1.